Alright, so now I gotta cut my 10-inch pieces for the bottom of the cages. I think I have to cut 264. So I got my rebar 5/8. Use my scribe to mark my spot. I'll check. I mean, I did this before I started the video, obviously. So now I'm gonna make it tight. And since I have so many of these, I'm using stop. So I've got this guy on these tracks. I say the it's not, I didn't set this up. Some other genius did it. Alright. And now we're gonna cut. Alright, so that guy's done. 10 inches. Now I'm going to slam the next one into that. Sorry, it's jiggly. That's it. I'm going to do 263 more. We have these 28-inch pieces of rebar that I've got to bend at 5 inches to a 90. So this is what we're going for. We've got about 30 more to go. I'm using a vise that I've marked at 5 inches. I'm going to place it in there. I've got a 10-foot hole. It's schedule 40, and I think it's 1.25 inches long. So I've got a lot of leverage. I go past 90 because there's so much flexibility that when you go a little bit past it, it actually gets it right to it. And then I can check my square. And it's really good. That's it. Okay. So I've got everything cut. It was like a little over 400 cuts on the cold saw. And now I've made some jigs to make welding these together faster. So these are my 10-inch pieces. This is the bottom grid of our cages. And then these are my 28-inch bent at 5 inches at 90 degrees. And these are 7 1/4 that are going to go in between these two pieces. So my first jig is here, and this is so I don't have to try to square this up every single time. Put this together pretty quick. The funny thing about welding is it's all about the prep. Like cutting all this out took me almost 2 days, and now welding it together it'll take me a couple hours to get all these finished. And so there's that one. I'll show you in a minute. I'll weld this together. So that's ready to go. I could have made a jig to hold these in place too, but I don't really need to. Alright, and then these guys. This. Throw out there. And then this guy slams there. And then I'm just really tack welding these on all the corners. So that we can put it together like this. This is our cage. Hopefully that's in the shot. But yeah, so now let me put this together.
So it looks like we got some sawdust in there.
Yes. The holes were really wet. Chet pumped them out 3 days in a row. Like, you pump them the next day and it's filled back up with water because the ground is so saturated, even though it didn't rain. So we got the water out now, and I've used some sawdust to dry it out in the bottom. And this is our concrete form. This is just MDF because I have a lot of scrap MDF. And the box has to be these have to go away after the concrete cures, so they don't need to be like, you know, super strong, as long as they'll hold the concrete. So yeah, it's a 16 by 16 by 12. We measured down. I made a plumb bob, and then I made a mark on it so I know exactly where the top of that box needs to be in relationship to everything else, so that they're all level. So yeah, I'm just using this, sort of check it, that looks good, and then measured over 16 inches. Same thing, make sure that's pretty much right in the corner. Same thing over here. And then check it with the level. Yep. So, and then we tamp down the dirt so that, you know, it's compressed. And then I got the rebar cages that I welded together. These are rebar chairs. They're so adorable. This. And then this guy goes down in there. And then we'll pour the concrete up to here, and then it's cinder block, and then house. So obviously I need to measure this, but that's it. So we just gotta do that to each hole, like fine tune them. We've got each hole ready to go, leveled, squared up to each other using our lines. So this is where the concrete will go. All the rebar cages are in the holes. And these are the hurricane ties, or purlin anchors. So these have to sit down in the concrete, sort of hover. That's why we ran this 2x4 all the way down the row to have something to temporarily attach the purlin anchor to, so it can float. It's got to be in the concrete at least 4 inches. Ours are going 8. So once the concrete cures, we'll take these 2x4s away. And this anchor has to go up and around the beams that hold our house. And we just passed our first city structural inspection. So that was excellent news. All right, see you next time.